Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome everyone to your Bangladesh and Global Studies class. Today is the first lecture on Chapter 2, the Independent Bangladesh. Here I am with you. I am Rushdia Haq, lecturer, Department of Geography, Milestone College. So let's go to the lecture. Section 2.1, Preparation for the Liberation War, Armed Struggle and the Emergence of Sovereign Bangladesh. As you all have learned from your first chapter that there was a national and provincial election which was held in 1970, and you have also learned that the Awami League achieved absolute majority in the national and provincial assembly election, but the junta of Pakistan started hatching plot not to hand over the power to Awami League. Discussing for everything, Yahya Khan called for a session of the National Assembly on 3rd March 1971. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto refused to join the session, and Yahya Khan then postponed the session sine die because Zulfikar Ali Bhutto refused to join the session and also threatened others to refrain them from joining the session. Actually, it was a Yahya Bhutto conspiracy. They just wanted a chaotic situation in East Bengal. So, people of East Bengal exploded into agitation against the decision of suspending the session without discussing with Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who was the leader of Awami League, Bangladesh Awami League, then Awami League, today it's known as Bangladesh Awami League. Then strikes were observed on 2nd March in Dhaka and 3rd March throughout the country. As a result, all the activities of the government came to a standstill. Bangabandhu called for a non-cooperation movement. He delivered his historic oration on 7 March and declared the independence of Bangladesh. You all have learned about the 7th March oration, historic oration of 7th March. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman delivered a historic oration on 7 March at the racecourse ground, which is known as Sohrawardi Udyan. Today, there were some major points uttered by Bangabandhu. Those were he mentioned the glorious background of the political history of the Bengalis. He also mentioned about the oppression and misrule by the West Pakistani. He told about the awful deprivation of the Bengalis by the West Pakistani. He also told about the dirty game played by the Pakistani rulers regarding national and provincial election. People got united, people got inspiration, and people started to plan what will be happened if liberation war takes place. Bangabandhu gave different suggestions and further guidelines. He also urged the people, build forts in every house and face the foes with whatever you have. As we have sacrificed our lives, we will sacrifice again. We will liberate the people of this country, inshallah. This struggle is for freedom. This struggle is for independence, he added. And there are some importance of 7 March oration. You will have to write the answers if it comes as creative question. I have given you 5 points. Number 1, taking preparation for the liberation war. Number 2, inspiration to get united. Number 3, dreaming of freedom. Number 4, learning strategies of war facing enemies. And number 5, learning resisting techniques for war. So these were the importance of 7th March oration. Let's come to the next topic, Operation Searchlight. The brutal mass killing of the Bengalis by the West Pakistani Army began in the night of 25th March in 1971. It's called Operation Searchlight, and it's also called Kal Ratri or blackout in the history. What happened before Operation Searchlight? People from all walks of life were united responding to the call for independence and the activities declared by Bangabandhu on 7th March 1971. All the offices, educational institutions, then judicial department, factories, industries remained closed and died. As the situation of East Pakistan or East Bengal rapidly deteriorating, Yahya Khan came to Dhaka to talk to Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Bhutto also came to Dhaka then. But they were pretending as well as wasting time in the name of holding talks and meeting. But secretly, they assembled many soldiers, ammunition, and actually they were preparing to attack the innocent people of East Bengal. Then Tikka Khan and Rao Farman Ali designed a blueprint named Operation Searchlight on 17th March to make the Bengalis victims of mass killing. The brutal killing in the history of world civilization began in the night of 25th March. Then Yahya and Bhutto secretly left Dhaka. Pakistani army launched attack on the innocent people, and it was ordered by Yahya Khan. They attacked many people, unarmed people, and they attacked many places like the police line of Razarbagh, the BDR camp of Pilkhana, the University of Dhaka, and many important establishments in Dhaka. And they killed many BDR personnel and civilian. So it was a great genocide, a brutal mass killing of people in world civilization. It's called Kal Ratri or blackout in the history. Then Bangabandhu declared the independence in the hours of blackout on 25th March, that is in the early hour of 26th March, and transmitted the message through wireless. People heard his message and started to take preparation for the liberation war. Then Pakistani army arrested Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman at the midnight, nearly at 1:30 am of 26 March, and was secretly sent to West Pakistan. Then some other people also broadcast the declaration of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and they were M.A. Hannan, a leader of the Chittagong Army League, broadcast the declaration of independence by Bangabandhu at noon through Chittagong radio station, and subsequently through Kalurghat radio station in the evening on 26 March. So he declared 2 times. First at noon from Chittagong radio station, and second time in the evening from Kalurghat radio station. Then Major Ziaur Rahman again proclaimed the declaration on behalf of Bangabandhu in the evening of 27th March through the same radio station, that means Kalurghat radio station. Okay. Then the freedom aspiring people became very much enthusiastic hearing the declaration of independence of Bangabandhu, and they started to participate in the liberation war. Okay. Come to the next lesson, formation of Mujibnagar government. The formation of Mujibnagar government was very important in the history of liberation, and Bangabandhu and his close allies discussed the situation prevailed on 25th March 1971. He gave them many directives to resist if the Pakistani army would attack. The Bengalis started war to achieve freedom from the oppression that had been continuing for a long 24 years. So, come to the Mujibnagar government. Mujibnagar government was formed on 10th April 1971, and it was formed with the elected members of the National and Provincial Assembly to run the war by giving necessary directives as well as to drum up the support of foreign countries. And the government was formed in the mangrove grove of Baidyanath Tola of Meherpur, which is now named as Mujibnagar after the name of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. The government took oath on 17th April 1971. The structure of Mujibnagar government. Now we will learn about the structure of Mujibnagar government. There were some people who were present on that time to take the oath of Mujibnagar government, and the people were, there were some leaders. Number 1, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Liberation War, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Number 2, Vice President Soyed Nazrul Islam, and he also was the acting president in the absence of Bangabandhu. Number 3, Prime Minister was Tajuddin Ahmed. Number 4, Finance Minister was M. Mansur Ali. Number 5, Home, Relief and Rehabilitation Minister A.H.M. Kamruzaman. And number 6, Foreign and Law Minister Khondokar Mustaq Ahmed. There was an advisory committee comprising 6 members which was formed to provide necessary suggestions and guidance to the government of independent Bangladesh. And the members were Maulana Abdul Hamid Khan Bhashani of the National Army Party, NAB Bhashani, Professor Muzaffar Ahmed of the National Army Party, NAM Muzaffar, Comrade Moni Singh of the Communist Party, Sri Manoranjan Dhar of the National Congress, Tajuddin Ahmed, the Prime Minister of the Bangladesh government, and number 6, Khondokar Mustaq Ahmed, Foreign and Law Minister of Bangladesh government, were in the committee. Colonel retired M.A.G. Osmani was made the Chief Commandant of the Liberation War. So this is the structure of Mujibnagar government. It's very important for your creative question. So my lecture is almost finished. I am giving you an HW, a homework, 3 questions. I am giving you 3 questions. Number 1, what do you understand by Operation Searchlight? Comprehension based question. Number 2 marks question. Number 2, write down the importance of 7 March oration for 3 marks. And number 3, write down the formation of Mujibnagar government. Actually, you will have to write down the structure of the Mujibnagar government. Here is the structure, okay? I think all of you have understood. If you face any problems, then please contact us, tell us about your problems. We are here, we are all time here to help you.